To start, open the Cricut Design Space app on the iPad. Before you begin designing, make sure the machine selection is set to Maker and not Explore Family. Then hit Categories, My Projects in the Cloud, and you'll see the engraved acrylic ornament project we saved for you. Hit Customize, and replace the previous canvas. Now you can select the snowflake design you want on your ornament, and remove the other ones by deleting them or hiding them. Okay, once you have just your snowflake on the canvas, we want to ungroup this design so that we can isolate the text and change it. You can change it to anything from your name, a year, your kid's name. I'm just going to put NCPL for New Carlisle Public Library. Then I'm going to center it in the snowflake so we can see what it's going to look like. And if I want to make the text a little bit bigger, I can, but I think that looks good. Next, I'm going to drag out a square from the shapes, and I'm going to change the line type to engrave. And I'm going to resize it to 11.5 by 11.5. Before we can engrave the ornament, I'm going to detach the lettering from the snowflake by hitting Actions and Detach so that I can hide the lettering, because we're not going to engrave the letters on the ornament itself. We're going to cut those out of vinyl separately. Then drag your finger over the square in the snowflake, hit Align and Center so that the snowflake is in the center of that square, and attach them together. So now we're ready to send the file to the machine. So we're going to hit Make It, then we'll hit Continue, and on the next screen we need to select our material. So under All Materials we're going to search for acrylic, and we're going to use acrylic thin 1mm because that will create nice clean lines on the ornament. Now that our design is ready to send to the machine, we're going to prepare the ornament itself for engraving. On the protective sheet, draw straight lines with a black marker across the middle of the ornament so that they cross at the center of the round part of the ornament. If the lines aren't straight, the design will not engrave straight either. So take your time. Where the lines cross will become the center of the engraving. After you've drawn your lines, peel off the protective sheet from the opposite side. It's easiest if you start at this corner. Once you have it completely peeled off, handle it like a photograph because your fingers will leave smudges on the surface of the ornament. Position the ornament on the center of a strong grip mat, so the cross on your ornament lines up with the center of the mat. Then secure it with a piece of masking tape over the top of the ornament. We have masking tape provided in the creative space. Before you load the mat, you need to install the engraving tool. It looks like this and is labeled with the number 41. Install it so that the gear teeth interlock. And then push the white rings to the right side so the ornament can slide underneath the bar. Now you can load the mat with the arrow button and press the flashing Go button. When it's finished engraving the ornament, it will try to engrave the square we created in the design space, so when you see it moving to the edge of the mat like this, press the pause button on the machine. That way we won't engrave the mat. Then unload the mat, and you'll be able to see the finished engraving. When you clean off the shavings, use a tissue, a paper towel, or a cloth to avoid leaving fingerprints or smudges on the acrylic. Now you can take it off the mat. I tried to pick up some of the extra shavings from the mat with the tape, and then I rolled the mat to make it pop off really easily. Don't remove the protective sheet on the back just yet because it will help with the next step, which I will show in the next video.